how it's made, washed coffees. The process can kind of vary from country to country, but the overall idea stays the same. They're using water to strip away the fruit and mucilage layer of the coffee seed before drying it in the sun. This method creates more clean and kind of that traditional coffee flavors that you might be used to. All right, so the first process is the harvesting. The red ripe cherries are harvested and then transported to the processing facility, usually by foot. And so once they reach the processing facility, they'll be submerged, first off to be cleaned, but also it's to sort the coffee. The unripe cherries or defective cherries will float to the top during this, and the ripe cherries will stay at the bottom. And so they'll remove the floaters from the top. Next, they'll be taken to the depulper. And what this machine will basically do is kind of squeeze the seed out of the fruit. And so the cherries are loaded into the top, and out one side you'll get the processed seed, and out the other side you'll get the waste product, which is the actual fruit itself and the skin of the cherry. This skin and fruit is sometimes repurposed into compost. Alright, and so now the seeds are transported into the fermentation tank. Some farms will do an open fermentation where the seeds will sit in their mucilage layer for up to 24 hours to start to break it down. This will make the mucilage layer easier to remove later in the washing process. This mucilage layer is kind of like a clear, sticky layer covering the seed. Now, after the seeds have fermented for a allotted time, the tank is filled with water. Once the tank is full, they'll once again scoop the seeds that float off the top, as these could be signs of defects. Once this tank is full, they'll agitate the seeds with a long wooden oar. The tank will then be drained, and the process will be repeated sometimes 3 rounds. The result will be a clean seed with the mucilage layer totally removed. Now that this layer has been removed, the seeds are ready to be dried. They're then transported to drying beds. Usually these drying beds are covered to protect the seeds from the weather. They're typically large concrete patios, sometimes brick patios, but they're out directly under the sun. Another popular method that's used is raised beds. And one advantage of the raised beds is the airflow that's able to happen in 360 degrees around the seeds, which kind of can create a more even drying process. All right, after the seeds have dried and they've reached their about 11% moisture, which typically takes several weeks depending on the weather, they're ready for storage. They are then stored in sacks for 30 to 60 days as part of the aging process. After this, they're ready to be transported to the dry mill, where their papery parchment layer will be stripped off, and then the seeds will be ready to be transported throughout the world to their final destinations for roasting. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this video. It's just a quick kind of fun sketch to help explain part of the process that coffee goes through before it reaches the roaster and before it reaches the consumer. So let me know what you think in the feedbacks. Alright, hope you enjoyed. Bye.